So in the last video, ISAB and I became acquainted with the 2-4 banana farm, the Monkey Bank, which, like I said before, was buffed recently to give eco per round. It would give 80 eco per round and 160 per round in Bonanza. So we decided to take this to the limit. We're doing a video that neither of us have really done before. We're going for what just might possibly be the highest income of all time. I've literally never seen a video with higher income than this, and I'm pretty sure it's mostly due to the Monkey Bank, although it's the thing that barely pushed this over the edge. So I'll be talking about that later in the video, but first, our strategy. What the hell are we doing? Because, I mean, going for highest eco isn't that easy, to say the least. I mean, not only do you have to be extremely efficient in the early rounds, but you also have to survive super late so you can keep sending eco. So how are we doing this? So we got club arenas, right? We're doing boosty Bonanza with fire. Bonanza is obvious, double money, so double the income. Fire might be obvious because you get double the income for balloon sends, which can be really helpful. What about boosty? Well, boosty helps a lot in early game. As you can see, we got banana farms like crazy right off the bat. I used my 3 boosts right away just so I could get mad money. And now my screen's almost filled with banks just here on round 9. ISAB's basically doing the same thing, which is pretty nice. And yeah, just the whole boosty thing allows it so you can get money that much quicker. And the banks are huge early round. You get a lot more money from bank income than just sending out pinks early round, at least I think so. Because ISAB and I were like messaging each other during the run, and I seemed to be doing a bit better for early round at least because I was focusing mainly on banks, but he was spending most of his time sending pink balloons. So, you know, it kind of varies. Unfortunately, it's hard to do both at once. We don't have insane micro. It's just not a thing. Anyways, though, other towers that help. The 3-0 village I have there. Yes, the 3-0 village hardly does anything in battles. However, it does increase the income you get for sending balloons by 20%, which definitely helps out with runs like this. I mean, we're getting 17.3 income for every single pink send we send out, and it'd be like plus 14 otherwise, I want to say. I don't know, I can't quite do math, but I guess a high energy beacon's always useful too. So now we got this mad setup. How are we going to get to late game? Because, I mean, you know, farm and village are 2 towers used out, and they generally don't pop that many balloons. So obviously, we got the Super Monkey. Temple's a fantastic for late game. Even if it doesn't have that many sacrifices, it's probably still the best, most space-efficient tower for just defeating ZOMGs. Obviously, Tech Terror is pretty good too. I mean, you just want all of the above, really. You know, and then we got Balloon Chipper, which is very close. I can't quite say which is better late game, your more essential late game, Chipper or Super Monkey, because like the hand in hand, they just go really well together. So obviously the Balloon Chipper is for the Super Vac, which can suck up any type of balloons, including ZOMGs for 2 seconds, and BFBs get sucked in for 8 seconds. So that basically is used to stall the ZOMGs and everything else on the map, hopefully indefinitely, assuming we get, you know, 30 plus Super Vac abilities. So that's like the plan eventually. However, we still have to get a crap ton of income. We already passed 50,000. I swear we passed 50,000 before round 20, but I guess I wasn't paying too close attention to the recording. Either way, we got it really fast. Like, I decided to look up videos of how high other people got, how much income other people got, so I can claim whether this is a world record or not. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure, but most of the videos I saw were like freaking Gaming with Molt getting 30,000 income, and he probably went like super late game. Bitch, it's around 25, and we've doubled that. So we are going ham. This is going to be an insane income record. Speaking of other people's videos, I can't be the only one who's just a little bit salty about 2D putting 1 million income in his title and not even getting close to it. He got like fucking, he didn't even get 100,000. Like, what is this baloney garbage? At least I don't blatantly lie in my titles. I mean, come on, man. We all know you're better than that. Anyways, though, we're getting up a few temples now because, again, I want to make sure my defense at the top is ready. Because the defense at the top is the most important to get early on. I know I should just be... I mean, I don't need that defense. I should just be focusing on sending income. But you have to realize, once the balloons come in on the top, it's so hard to place towers. And you have to make sure your defense is on point for when it gets late. So now we're just trying to sacrifice as many temples as possible. Again, the only sacrifice we have is the miscellaneous sacrifice. So I try to max out in that and get my banks in the meanwhile. Oh, excuse me. So how useful are these banks? I don't know how closely you guys have been watching, but we've been getting approximately $2,000 extra of income from the banks every single round, which is honestly not that bad. Eventually though, we will have to sell off the banks and they will just be a complete dead tower, but they do help out at least a little bit for the record. But I kind of want to tie this into the last video because a lot of people were saying, oh my gosh, Tyler, you can get so much money from the banks in the late game. Well, so far, 34 rounds have gone by, and we've had, max arena bank for maybe 25 rounds. So that comes out to about plus 50,000 income. Do you see the income right now? We actually just passed 100,000 income. So, 2D, you can go suck a fuck. Anyways, though, this is, yeah, so 100,000 minus 50,000 is still 50,000. So even if we did not go banks, we would have at least 50,000 income, which is more than enough for late game. The only reason it's useful now is because, like I said, we're going for the fucking record in most amount of income. So it's like having that extra income from the banks is just going to create dead money. I have already $6 million sitting around that even if I fill up the screen with temples and tech terrors and a bunch of abilities, I will still have money left over. Like, you don't need this much money. We're not pulling some Bill Gates shit. We can't do any philanthropy. We can't give this money to the poor or like donate to poor children in Africa with this. It's just not a thing. This is a tower defense game involving balloons and monkeys. Anyways, though, I'm off on a tangent now. Things are getting a bit too serious, which is not quite the aim. Anyways, we're getting up our 4th temple. How do you like these sexy diamond temples, though? I mean, I thought they looked cool already, but it's gonna be pretty sweet once the map is filled with them and there's just the diamond temple plasma freaking everywhere. It's gonna be pretty damn sweet. I can't wait for that. I know all you guys are excited for the diamond projectiles. They will come out in maybe next video. I'm still working on it. Like I said, it takes a lot of time and I have to focus on studies too, so it's always a work in progress, and it's kind of sad seeing so many comments like, oh my god, when are you gonna release them? And I'm like, I don't know. So yeah, we'll see. Anyways, I'm also getting super monkeys in between the temples because again, those are gonna be tech terrors. They're pretty decent against single ZOMG balloons. You can just put them on strong or even first sometimes, and they'll do a lot of extra damage to the ZOMGs. And also the ability is nothing to scoff at either. It can definitely help take off the top ZOMG layer. Because really, the biggest threat to our defense, well, obviously, is ZOMGs, but might not be for the reason you're thinking of. I mean, ZOMGs are strong and all, but they also get stalled by the balloon chipper for not as much time as BFBs would. So BFBs get stalled for 8 seconds and ZOMGs get stalled for 2 seconds. So it's super important to pop off that ZOMG layer. Even if you don't kill the BFB layer, just popping the ZOMG layer is super important. That is why the temples at the front of the map should always be on strong, so they always focus on the ZOMG layer. The tech terror should be too, but to be honest, I'm trying to focus mainly on sending income, so I don't really have time to do specifics like that. Unfortunately, placing towers does take away from income. So a few people might not be sure why I'm sending pinks. I mean, it's common knowledge for most people that pinks are the fastest way to get income. But the reason why it's the fastest way to get income is that pinks come in and out so quickly. For a single income boost, pinks do earn less than blacks. However, the speed of the pinks coming out completely makes up for it. So it's a big deal that pinks come out super quickly. It's why you'll see in late game, I actually transition to blacks because I can't utilize the speed of the pinks. Most of my time, I'll probably be spent activating abilities like the balloon chipper and constant sucking in the ZOMGs. That's super important. So you might see I'm getting some villages on the bottom surrounding the temples. And I thought it was a decent idea. I'm like, why not? So we had that hypersonic bomb tower video and ISAB has hypersonic temple video. I feel like, doing hypersonic temples at the bottom could actually be pretty helpful for my defense. I'm not going to get that many villages because I feel like only 2 or 3 village abilities will actually affect the temple. Like anything more than that will not affect its popping power. But it's hard to tell, I guess. So I'm getting maybe 5 of them total, and mainly just focusing on techno terrors for the rest of them. So yeah, we're still trying to fill up the map, and sadly, I'm still not sending out income that much. I mean, I'd like to. Now I'm going back to blacks. But what I'm doing, I'm sending blacks, then I'm going to ability, then black, then back to ability. And the reason for this, I mean, I usually only have time to send out literally just 5 things of income, and then when I go over to activate the ability, and by the time I get back, they'll all be gone. So I literally just sent out 5 things of income, and if you only can send 5 things of income out, you want to send the things that get the most amount of, you want to get the things that have the, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's basically 5 things of blacks do earn more than 5 things of pinks. So that's why I'll send out 5 things of blacks, because I only have time to send out 5 things of blacks. You see, I mean half the time I'm activating the abilities. Because again, these rounds are getting insane. It's round 64 now. All the ZOMGs are so fast and so strong too. They take forever to be taken down. And this is why a late game ability is super important for getting high income. Because I mean, if we died at round 40 or like round 50, we'd be missing out on so much income coming into late game here. You know, that makes a difference. We're getting like this last stretch. We're still able to earn like another 100,000 or, you know, maybe another million. Who knows? I don't know. We haven't broken a million yet. I haven't even broken 200,000. I think ISAB's a little ahead of me now, but I don't know what his actual income is at that time. I know what it is at the end of the game, but we're not there yet now, are we? And I think I'm actually at the point where pretty much my full screen is filled. So now I'm just basically trying to go ham on the abilities. I can occasionally fit in a balloon chipper suck now and then, and that'll kind of help out with the defense. I mean, you know, a solid D is all a man really needs, let's be real. So we're you know, just placing around. Yeah, I'm still placing a few because I kind of want to have the suck abilities at all points in the map, because right now they're mainly cradle at my right side. You know, it's kind of near the middle. So the balloons will only get sucked up if they're actually near them. It's not like a full range map suck. So sometimes the ZOMGs make progress without getting sucked, which, you know, can definitely be a problem. So now I'm just trying to spread them all out. It is really nice though once they just get perma-stalled. It feels good. Then you're just kind of constantly destroying them with the temples and stuff. I mean, these temples are still doing mad work. Friggin' temples and Techno Terrors, just so much diamond plasma all over the screen. Oh my god, it's amazing. And I believe the actual Techno Terror ability is kind of diamond too. So I mean, it's just like a full flood. It's pretty sick. It looks like I'm cheating, but I'm not. It's all legit. It's just the reskin. So, round 76. I've broken 200,000 in income. I have a while ago. But I mean, we're still slowly trying to get up. All the banks have obviously been sold a long time ago because we need the space for towers. We need to defend. And, you know, when the rounds get longer, the plus 160 income per bank is hardly worth it anymore. Like, if you want 2,000 income per round of banks, your screen needs to be filled with banks. Then you have no defense, and then you die. And no one likes dying. That's definitely not fun at all. And so we keep going. Oh god, someone's trying to buzz into our apartment. That's annoying. See, I'm still sending out blacks like I explained before. I mean, I could send pinks if I either had Godly Micro or if lag was on my side. However, neither of those were in my favor. So sadly, I had to settle for the black balloons. I think ISAB sending pinks, or he was able to. He had an auto clicker, I remember he said, for like the first 40 rounds. So that may have helped him out a little bit too. Yeah, who knows. Yeah, so round 80 is pretty intense. You'll see I'm pretty much activating all my abilities whenever I can. I have very few Techno Terror abilities at any time, and that's because they're mainly being used to try to take down the ZOMGs at least as fast as possible. I think it's very important that my Techno Terrors are near the top of the map, just because so they can focus on the ZOMGs, and when I'm pressing the ability, I want to know like what I'm hitting. Because like the Techno Terror, its range is limited. You know, I don't want to press the button and just randomly have some Techno Terror on the bottom go off and do basically nothing. That'd be pretty bad. I think I do still have some on the bottom, but very few compared to how many are on the top. Looks like my defense is doing a little bit better compared to ISAB. Like, his balloons seem to be getting a lot further, which, you know, it's a little scary. We still want to get to super high rounds. You know, we're not that high yet. The world record for this update is still round 130, 131. I'm totally forgetting which one it is, but, you know, we still have a long way to go before we can consider ourselves even doing a great late game. To be fair, though, I do think we're doing pretty decent for what towers we have. Like, we have neither Ninja, Ice, nor Sniper. 3 towers that are huge for not only slowing down balloons, but stalling balloons. I feel you need at least 2 of those towers if you want to go late game, which, you know, I mean, you know, who wouldn't want those towers if you want to go higher rounds late game? I mean, Bloon Chipper is useful and all, but, you know, the more help you get, the better, at least in my opinion. So, again, I'm almost at 250,000 income. I'm so close. If I wasn't going for the record, the banks would have been completely useless by now. In total, they maybe earned me 80,000 out of the income, which don't get me wrong, that's great for the record. you know, for the highest amount of income. But I don't think, you know, I'd want that in a natural game. You know, I'd rather have ninja so I could slow down the balloons. Then I'd be able to go later if I felt like it. So, anyways, though, I do think this is, so far, at least the highest income I've ever seen, at least in this update. I haven't seen any video of anyone actually getting higher income ever, but I'm sure someone's broken like 250 when it was possible to get to around 300 or something like that, right? It had to have been possible because you just have so much more time. I mean, the banks were useful, but not that useful. Anyways, we're on round 90 right now, and ISAB just straight up dies out of nowhere right at the beginning of round 90. So, yep, like I said, his defense was falling apart, and shit finally hit the fan, so he is gone. So, believe it or not, I think he had a bit more higher income than me. I died when I had about 256, or he died when I had about 256, almost 257,000. ISAB was at about 292,000 income, which means that he was probably spending more time on just sending balloons rather than building up his defense, which is probably the reason he died before me. I mean, it all makes sense, right? Just two different ways to play. I would have probably been able to last another 10-15 rounds, but ISAB wasn't having any of that. He was like, fuck this late game shit, I am out. We've played for an hour. And yeah, so I hope you guys all enjoyed, because that was pretty legit. 250,000 plus income in a single fucking game. Like, holy crap, it's pretty good, especially for this update. You know, for sub 100 rounds, that's pretty good. Anytime I see a person with a comment field like, oh yeah, I got 25,000 income in this one game, I'm like, cool story, bro. Anyways, I'll be sure to have another fun upload come Tuesday. Maybe Diamond Projectiles if they're done. If not, we'll see. So thanks you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you on Tuesday's upload. Peace out.